Why your comfort zone is not safe anymore. Ah, the comfort zone. That warm, cozy little bubble where nothing ever changes, and everything feels just right, like an old couch that's molded perfectly to your backside, or a Netflix queue that somehow always knows you're too lazy to start something new. But what if I told you that your beloved comfort zone is actually the most dangerous place you could ever be? Buckle up, because we're about to take a hilariously uncomfortable journey into why staying in your comfort zone is basically like living in a house made of soggy bread. Looks fine at first, but structurally unsound and bound to crumble. Imagine a cozy little hamster in a wheel. He thinks he's going places, but spoiler alert, he's just running in circles, expending all that energy and getting nowhere. That's exactly what your comfort zone does to you. It tricks you into thinking you're safe, but in reality you're just pacing in place while the world outside zips by like a caffeinated cheetah. It starts small. You skip that networking event because, small talk. Then you say no to that new project at work because it looks challenging. Before you know it, you're avoiding anything that requires a single iota of discomfort. And boom, you've officially transformed into a human houseplant, thriving only in controlled, predictable environments. Remember when DVDs were cutting-edge technology? Or when people actually called each other instead of sending 47 voice notes? The world is changing faster than ever, and if you're clinging to the idea that you can stay in your comfort zone without falling behind, I have some bad news. You're about to become the equivalent of a Blockbuster store in a Netflix era. Technology is evolving, job markets are shifting, and people are constantly leveling up. Meanwhile, if you refuse to step out of your bubble, you're basically the guy who still insists on using a flip phone in 2025. Charming, but functionally obsolete. You know those people who are always winning at life? The ones who seem to magically succeed at everything while you're still trying to figure out how to keep a houseplant alive? Here's their secret. They embrace discomfort. Growth isn't supposed to feel like a warm bath. It's supposed to feel like plunging into ice-cold water and realizing you've been missing out on a whole new level of existence. When you challenge yourself, whether it's learning a new skill, tackling a fear, or even just changing your morning routine, you're literally rewiring your brain to be stronger, sharper, and more adaptable. Here's the wild part. If you're not actively expanding your comfort zone, it's actually getting smaller. It's like a neglected garden. If you don't tend to it, weeds take over. And before you know it, you're living in a tiny patch of familiarity, while the jungle of life looms menacingly around you. Maybe you used to feel comfortable giving presentations, but after years of avoiding public speaking, the mere thought of addressing a group makes you sweat through your shirt. That's because what we don't use, we lose. Your comfort zone doesn't stay the same size, it slowly contracts until even the smallest challenge feels like climbing Mount Everest in flip-flops. Let's take a quick poll. Would you rather have the best stories or the most predictable life? The truth is, all the best experiences, the ones you'll laugh about, cry about, and tell your grandkids about, happen outside your comfort zone. Think about it. No great adventure starts with, "So I decided to stay home and scroll on my phone for the 8th consecutive hour." The best moments come from stepping into the unknown. Whether it's traveling solo, starting a new business, or finally talking to that interesting person you've been low-key cyberstalking for months. In a totally non-creepy way, of course. Stepping out of your comfort zone is like ripping off a Band-Aid, painful for a second, but totally worth it. Staying in your comfort zone, on the other hand, is like letting that Band-Aid stay on for years until it fuses with your skin and leaves a gnarly scar of missed opportunities. People who take risks and push themselves might feel uncomfortable in the moment, but they gain confidence, experience, and growth. Those who don't, well, they end up wondering, what if? Which is the worst kind of haunting. Let's say, hypothetically, a zombie apocalypse happens tomorrow. Who do you think is going to survive? The person who has been adapting, learning, and pushing themselves? Or the person who has spent the last 5 years perfecting their pizza delivery order so they never have to leave the house? Your ability to survive and thrive is directly related to your ability to adapt. If you never challenge yourself, you won't be ready when life throws curveballs your way, zombies or otherwise. So how do you escape your deceptively comfy prison without having a full-blown existential crisis? Start small, like really small. If your comfort zone is a marshmallow, don't try to light it on fire. Just poke it a little. Try a new food instead of ordering the same thing every time. Talk to a stranger without waiting for them to speak first. Take a different route home just to shake up your routine. Learn a new skill, even if you're terrible at it at first. Spoiler, everyone is. Each small step you take weakens the invisible chains of your comfort zone, and before you know it, you'll be out there crushing life like a pro. At the end of the day, your comfort zone is like a clingy ex. It wants to keep you stuck in the same place forever. But you deserve more. More adventure, more success, more personal growth, and way more excitement than your couch can offer. So take the leap. Face the discomfort and start living the kind of life that makes for epic stories. Because staying in your comfort zone isn't just boring, it's the riskiest thing you could ever do. Now go out there and be gloriously, uncomfortably awesome.